Dash. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
All right, family, shalom. Everybody doing okay today?
Sir.
Calm. Praise and bless the Most High for another week of Shabbat. Another week to get in this word. This week, if it be the will of the Most High to help us edify, we just gonna be going into the world's government. You know, right on time with election week, right? You know, what does the word have to say about all of this one world system that they looking to bring forth? You know, the belief in this system, this belief of the oppressive system that really is working against the people. You know, people will debate and argue you down about, you know, you need to vote. You need to just, who are you voting for and things like that. You know, no matter the age, from if you're in your 70s on down, you know, there's always some new person that they looking to basically serve you as, or be basically like a king to you, right, in your land, in this land of Babylon, that they have the answers to for a better way of life. But we know the game is rigged, Khan. You know, according to this word, and we just want to just, you know, edify, because Christ is bringing a government, like this word says, and you can't serve two masters. And what's going on in this world is not the kingdom of the Most High God. This is not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's government here. There will be no coexistence, like they say. You won't just be able to have any and every religion. You won't be able to just be, you know, out of order as a people anymore. Your destruction brings their prosperity. So forth, so on. Let's hear what some of you have to say. Like, what do you think about, you know, this government? Or do you think that this government will change? You know, let's hear some comments on what you think about this government. You over there laughing. Let's start with you, brother. What you laughing at this government? What you think about this government?
It's comedy. It's a good sleeping mechanism for people.
Okay, I like that. Anybody else?
We've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray.
Con, hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray. Con, and some people, it's like no matter how far they go in the destruction, they just still can't see, no matter their circumstances, right? They just keep going down that hole. But before we get to the lesson, can we get to these commandments in Exodus 20? We get three brothers to read about 7 verses.
Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom.
Book of Exodus, the law, chapter 20, verse 1. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not the Most High speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for the Most High is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not.
All praises. Let's get to it. So the government, right? We'll see how we'll title it later. Just write that for now. Let's go into the book of Isaiah chapter 9. Let's get it. Let's start at, let's get Isaiah 9 and verse 6.
The book of Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder.
So a government to come will be upon his shoulder.
And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end.
And a kingdom established forever, right? Keep it going.
Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever.
Real justice, right? Because there's no real justice within this system. Granted, some of our people like to do evil, right? But matter of fact, let's go there real quick. Let's hold that. Go to the book of Zechariah. Let's get no, I think I want Ecclesiastes 7 and 15. I think I want Ecclesiastes. Is that it? The one I'm looking for. Let's go Zechariah 7 and you finish reading that out in the other one in Isaiah.
Picking up in Isaiah chapter 9, in the bottom of verse 7. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. The Lord sent the word into Jacob, and it hath lightened upon Israel.
So the Lord sent the word into Jacob and had lightened upon Israel. So the government that's coming established by him is not the government of this world, because there's no peace in this world. Let's go to Daniel chapter 4 from the top.
The book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, unto all the people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. I thought it good to show the signs and wonders that the high God hath wrought toward me. How great are his signs, and how mighty are his wonders. His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and his dominion is from generation to generation. I, Nebuchadnezzar, was at rest in mine house, and flourishing in my palace. I saw a dream, which made me afraid, and the thoughts upon my bed and the visions of my head troubled me. Therefore I made a decree to bring in all the wise men of Babylon before me, that they might make known unto me the interpretation of the dream. Then came in the magicians, the astrologers, and the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers. And I told the dream before them, but they did not make known unto me the interpretation thereof. But at the last Daniel came in before me, whose name was Belteshazzar, according to the name of my God, and in whom is the spirit of the holy gods. And before him I told the dream, saying, O Belteshazzar, master of the magicians, because I know that the spirit of the holy gods is in thee.
Why does he say that, the holy gods? Why is he saying that? Why is he saying that?
Yeshua and Ahiah.
Nuh-uh.
Why is he saying the whole?
Why is the Gentiles saying the holy gods? Because they believe in many gods, right? In the paganism. All right, let's keep it going.
Note also, yo, it's all lowercase. The Most High name gonna be capital. Because I know that the spirit of the holy gods is in thee, and no secret troubleth thee. Tell me the vision of my dream that I have seen, and the interpretation thereof. Thus were the visions of mine head in my bed. I saw, and behold, a tree in the midst of the earth, and the height thereof was great. The tree grew and was strong, and the height thereof reached unto heaven, and the sight thereof to the end of all the earth. The leaves thereof were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all. The beast of the field had shadow under it, and the fowls of the heaven dwelt in the boughs thereof, and all flesh was fed of it. I saw in the vision of my bed, I saw the visions in my head upon my bed, and behold, a watcher and an holy one came down from heaven. He cried aloud and said thus, hew down the tree and cut off his branches, shake off his leaves and scatter his fruit. Let the beasts get away from under it and the fowls from his branches. Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, and the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven. And let his portion be with the beasts in the grass of the earth. Let his heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
So know that everything that's going on is what the Most High is allowing. Let's keep it going.
And giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up upon over it the beset of men, the basest of men. Verse 18, this dream I, King Nebuchadnezzar, have seen. Now thou, Belteshazzar, declare the interpretation thereof. For as much as all the wise men of my kingdom are not able to make known unto me the interpretation, but thou art able, for the spirit of the holy gods is in thee. Then Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar, was astonied for 1 hour, and his thoughts troubled him. The king spake and said, Belteshazzar, let not the dream or the interpretation thereof trouble thee. Belteshazzar answered and said, my lord, the dream be to them that hate thee, and the interpretation thereof to thine enemies. The tree that thou sawest, which grew and was strong, whose height reached unto the heaven, and the sight thereof to all the earth, whose leaves were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all, under which the beasts of the field dwelt, and upon whose branches the fowls of the heaven had their habitation. It is thou, O king, that art grown and become strong, for thy greatness is grown, and it reacheth unto heaven, and thy dominion to the end of the earth. And whereas the king saw a watcher and an holy one coming down from heaven, and saying, Hew the tree down and destroy it, yet leave the stump of the roots thereof in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, and the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field till 7 times pass over him. This is the interpretation, O king, and this is the decree of the Most High, which is come upon my lord the king, that they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and they shall wet thee with the dew of heaven, and 7 times shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdoms of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. Verse 26. And whereas they commanded to leave the stump of the tree roots, thy kingdom shall be sure unto thee. After that thou shalt have known that the heavens do rule. Wherefore, O king, let my counsel be accepted unto thee, and break off thy sins by righteousness, and thine iniquities by showing mercy to the poor, if it may be a lengthening of thy tranquility. All this came upon King Nebuchadnezzar. At the end of the 12 months, he walked in the palace of the kingdom of Babylon. The king spake and said, Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty? While the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee. And they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen. 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. The same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from men, and did eat grass as oxen, and his body was wet with dew of heaven, till his hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails like bird's claws. And at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up mine eyes to heaven, and mine understanding returned unto me, and I blessed the Most High, and I praised and honored him that liveth forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation.
What kingdom does Nebuchadnezzar run? What kingdom did he have?
Persia? No. Babylonian?
Babylonian. Keep it going.
Verse 35. And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing, and he doeth according to his will in the army of the heavens and among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand, or say unto him, What doest thou? At the same time my reason returned unto me, and for the glory of my kingdom, mine honor and my brightness returned unto me. And my counselor and my lords sought unto me, and I was established in my kingdom, and excellent majesty was added unto me. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways judgment, and those that walk in pride he is able to abase.
So remember, like the book of Obadiah says today, matter of fact, let's get that. Let's go there. Let's get Obadiah. Let's start at 1:1.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Most High power concerning Edom.
So this concerning Edom. Go to verse 3.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock.
So their pride have deceived them. We know Edom ruling the world today. So, like the Most High, what the book of Daniel say? He abased those with that have that pride, right? The pride of their heart have deceived them. They're thinking that they're going to prepare war against the Most High. When you read Psalms chapter 2, Revelation 19, all throughout this Bible, right? So the pride of their heart have deceived them. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 45. So the kingdom of this world, the things going on, there's no planning against the Most High. He already know what they're planning, what they got going on. He's letting them rule right now. Just like the Egyptians at that time. Let's go Isaiah 45 and verse 5. Let's start there.
The book of Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 5. I am the Most High, and there is none else. There is no God beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west, that there is none beside me. I am the Most High, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Most High, do all these things.
What does that mean right there? I make peace and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
He does all these things.
That's safe. All right, keep it going.
Verse 8, drop down, ye heavens from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Most High, have created it. Woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioneth it, what makest thou? Or thy work? He hath no hands. Woe unto him that saith unto his father, what begettest thou? Or to the woman, what hast thou brought forth? Thus saith the Most High, the Holy One of Israel, and his Maker. Ask me of things to come concerning my sons, and concerning the work of my hands command ye me. I have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their hosts have I commanded.
All their hosts has he commanded, right? Speaking of those angels, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 4. So how could there be prophecy if the Most High isn't directing this whole thing in this earth? He already knows what's going to go on. Let's go Matthew chapter 4 and let's get verse 1.
The book of Matthew chapter 4 and verse 1. Then was Yeshua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him and said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High.
Let's sit on that real quick, because people take things into their own hands, right? Understanding wise choices. But if we just stick to what thus saith the Lord, and we in that spirit, then we're gonna always do what's right. But if you just try to take matters into your own hands and try to figure things out, that's when people go off and go astray. That's when they gotta come all the way back, get all those scars, and come back to the Most High. Just wanted to bring that out. Let's keep it going.
Verse 5. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. Yeshua said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Most High thy power.
So we do understand that the devil is here operating in this earth, right? Not just through well, of course he used the programming, but go to 1 Peter chapter 4. In verse 8.
It reads, and above all things, have fervent charity.
No, it's like 1 Peter 5 and 8.
Come. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
That's what he do. So he here giving understanding to the leaders of this earth, just because you ain't seen him on TV. Let's keep it going. Matthew 4.
Picking up at verse 8. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then saith Yeshua unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the most high power. Salakia, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve.
So if he's saying he'd give his power to whom he'll give it to, hold that, go to Job 9:24. If he's that means the people that's running this whole system worldwide, they have bowed down to the beast system. They bow down to the beast system. They've gotten with it. Eastern Stars and Masons and all these different type of societies, right? This is all just theater when we turn on the TV. This is all, I mean, and some people just still can't see it because that's that strong delusion that the word talks about. They falling for this stuff, right? Keep read that.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So it's given into him. Look, do what you're gonna do, but you have to play within these rules. Like when you read the book of Job, he couldn't just do any and everything he wanted to do, right? A lot of these things are about choices in this world. You know, you got the choice. You got just like Deuteronomy 30. He give you a choice of life or death. Which one do you want to choose? A lot of people, majority of people in this world are choosing death by just, writing Christ off, thinking they could write him off, but they're going to be judged for that. Let's go back to Matthew chapter 4. No, that's good on that. Let's go to the book of Judges chapter 8. Let's start at verse 22.
It's the book of Judges, chapter 8, and verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
Then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, rule thou over us, both thou and thy son, and thy son's son also, for thou hast delivered us from the hand of Midian. And Gideon said unto them, I will not rule over you, neither shall my son rule over you. The Lord shall rule over you.
Check this out. Who are the Midianites? Sons of Ishmael. So make sure you jot that down. So look, Israel always looking for some leader other than Christ, other than the Most High Son, right? We always looking for an entertainer, a politician to represent us, some black power activist taking your money, trying to start a school and things like that. It's always some leader puffed up for us other than the God of Israel. So when we see these things, it's the same people. We was talking to the brothers this week and just speaking about entertainment. A rapper could just be straight slaughtering people and doing evil. And the people will beg free him, right? It's the same thing when our people wanted to free Barabbas and wanted Christ dead, and he didn't do nothing to him, but they wanted to free a killer, right? They wanted to free a killer. And it's just, that's just, you see the same things going on with our people today, right? We beg as a people, we kind of, if you speaking righteous talk, you looked upon as crazy. You off or something. So just looking at these examples, just like when you look at the characteristics of Esau, right? you see a lot of these things go on with what the word is bringing out. Con, let's keep it going.
Verse 24. And Gideon said unto them, I would desire a request of you, that you would give me every man the earrings of his prey. For they had golden earrings because they were Ishmaelites.
All right. All right, let's keep it going. So just wanted to bring out how Israel is always looking for a king. Let's get that one. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 8. Looking for someone else to represent us other than this. Give us anything. Give us a Instagram guru. Give us anything but that Bible. Let's start at verse 4, King. Let's get that.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 8 and verse 4. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah and said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations.
That's what we want. To judge us like all the nations. Look, we need someone set up that can handle all this. So we seek it the country, we seek it the king, we seek an equality. Let's get that. Matter of fact, yeah, let's get that. Hold that, we come back there. Let's go to the book of Hebrews real quick. We seek all these things. We think we'll get rest, reparations, all these different things. You get no rest. That's the point of, that's one of the things of you being Israel. You're pilgrims in this earth. You're never just sitting back comfortable. You got to watch what they trying to give your children, what they trying to put in their mind. It's always something here. This is not the kingdom of the Most High God. Let's get Hebrews 11 and let's start at verse 14. No, let's start at verse 13 through 16.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 13. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off.
Speaking of all the righteous ancestors, right? Keep it going.
And were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country, that is, an heavenly. Wherefore the Most High is not ashamed to be called their God, for he hath prepared them a city.
Remember, Christ go to prepare a place. You're pilgrims here on this earth, never just comfortable here, right? Or lying to yourself, as we all probably once were in the world, right? You think this is just, yeah, Trump just got to bring the money back. Kamala just has to stand up for our rights. Whatever it is, Obama, whatever new person they coming with. But we know this is not the kingdom of the Most High God. It's not a righteous thing. They looking to just, especially, they looking to just keep making matters worse. Some in here today, to remember a time where maybe 60s, 70s, the communities people had more, for the Israelites had a little bit more. They might not have had much financially, but more structure and a setup, certain stores, certain businesses, certain things before the whole civil rights movement, right? And now they've come in and just destroyed it. And people think because a certain celebrity reached billionaire, millionaire status that we're doing more as a people. But no, it's the opposite. If you can really see, we're doing worse as a people. You're more jacked up. You're more divided. You thinking certain lifestyles are okay. But we seek it the country, right? So this government is not for us. Let's go to Daniel chapter 8 and verse 17. So when they say in God we trust, which God are they talking about? Because the word tells you that there be many that are called gods. They serving Lucy. Let's start at verse 17, King.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 8 and verse 17. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face. But he said unto me, Understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end shall be the vision.
This is the time of the end. This is the vision at the end.
Now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground. But he touched me and set me upright. And he said, Behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation. For at the time appointed the end shall be. The ram which thou sawest having two horns are the kings of Media and Persia. And the rough goat is the king of Grecia.
Who is this talking about right here?
Alexander.
Good. Let's go.
And the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king. Now that being broken, whereas four stood up for it, 4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power.
Read the book of Maccabees to get further understanding on that.
And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding, dark sentences, shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper, and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
Destroying you since Alexander the Greek, 70 AD, the last 2,000 years. You've been being destroyed. You don't got no history yourself. You didn't know you was the Moors. You didn't know that you were in Portugal, Spain, kicking you down into Morocco, slave ships, 721 BC, so-called Hispanic tribes coming to Americas, Christopher Columbus, all these different things. Through their policy, they will destroy the mighty people, right? The holy people. Finish reading.
Verse 25. And through his policy.
And they always talking about, we got to get some new policy in place. You know, all the words that they use coming about this Bible, right? Let's keep it going.
And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
Check that out. And by peace shall that fourth beast, right, the unholy Roman Empire, shall destroy many. They destroying many in saying it's peace. When they say come get this, come get that, we know what it is, right, family? Let's keep it going.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. And the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true. Wherefore, shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days. And I, Daniel, fainted and was sick certain days. Afterward I rose up and did the king's business. And I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it.
What does that mean when he says, but he shall be broken without hand? Anybody?
The kingdom's gonna fall. I think we're talking about Revelation 19.
Yeah, you own it. You got that written down. Yeah, you own it. You own it. Yeah, Revelation 19. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. Let's hit that real quick. Let's get that real quick.
It reads,
Con.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Never trust thine enemy. These people have been doing this wickedness for a long time. And you think they just going to change? No. It is Satan's kingdom. They just got a little bit more finesse these days, right? Because you rock to sleep. You think that your generation, that's Ecclesiastes, huh?
Yeah.
12 and 10. It's 12 and 10, 10, 12.
12 and 10.
Yeah. But yeah, because in your lifetime you don't go outside and really see no lynching and all that, right? But now they just that serpent really just getting you in different ways. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. Staying in that apocrypha. We in the red book. Let's start at verse 1.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short, and and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
So this is what the ungodly is saying to themselves, right?
For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart, which being extinguished, our body shall be returned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present. Let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Verse 7, let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments.
Let's jump it down to verse 10.
It reads, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged.
What do they do in these hospitals most of the time, right? Let's keep it going.
Verse 11, let our strength be to the law. It's like, let our strength be the law of justice.
Look, the law of justice. This is what they do. Let's go to the book of Zechariah real quick. Hold that. 11 and 5. One I wanted to get earlier. Because they always use the law, right? Well, you know it's against the law. The law. Not the righteous law of the Most High, though. Bring that out.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Ain't that what they do, right? No protection for you here. Let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 11. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is not found to be nothing worth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean, contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressings of our education.
Their education system, right?
He professeth to have the knowledge of God, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. Verse 14. He was made to reprove our thoughts.
So we were made to reprove their thoughts. That's what's going on. Be one people. Serve this. Just bow down to Caesar. Bow down to what's going on. Satan is looking, look, he trying to get any and everybody that's trying to get this kingdom of heaven. So many different devices, right? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 2. And they use the law. They use a lot. They use a lot to destroy the people. Let's start at verse 1.
The book of Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 1.
No, let's jump it down to verse 3. Salaki.
Verse 3. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
Speaking in that future prophecy, right?
And we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
So when his government come, there will be no more wars. How are they doing war right now, and the election, and running the whole show? You think they got time for you to be voting this stuff in and out? Do we really think your vote matters? And they doing all this, right? Man, people, I wake up. Let's go to you got the all the way to all the 4. Read all the four.
Come.
All right. Let's go to Matthew 11 and verse 6. Get the strong on this one too. They don't have time for you to be voting. Just go get your sticker, believe in it. Go get your sticker so you could be indoctrinated, so you could believe. And then every time you lose, oh, well, you just got to make sure you vote for the right one next time. It works. I'm telling you, the system works. It works because we got all these actors, reporters giving it to you all day. Just hear all day. You just hear it. You hear it. You just hear everything they saying. You start believing it, right? But no, it say you can't deceive the elect. Let's get 11 and 6.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verse 6. And blessed is he, whosoever shall not be offended in me.
A lot of people so offended by this word, the Most High, this Bible. You rather go run to Islam. You rather go not believe in nothing. You rather pretend. But this is what give you light. And you really see people boastful. Someone's talking about man-made book. Yeah. The Israelite book that dealt with the Most High God. Does this... Go to Romans chapter 3. And verse 3.
Book of Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? God forbid.
So, that's what they think, but the word is gonna stand. Let's go get that in Strong's for
Read Matthew 11 and verse 6 again. And blessed is he, whosoever shall not be offended in me. This is the Strong's for that offended. It's in the Greek scandalizo. Definition: to put a snare in the way, to cause to stumble, to give offense, to offend, cause to become indignant, shock or offend. We got led into sin, offend, stumble, take offense.
So don't stumble in sin, right? Many people, you know what? You fighting up against your flesh, right? Some people not even think about it. They like, man, going with all that, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And you standing firm on this. It's a reward for it. It's a reward for it. Go to Matthew 22 and 20.
It reads, and he saith unto them, whose is the image and superscription?
Matter of fact, just talking about the money though. Let's start at verse 17.
Come, Matthew chapter 22 and verse 17.
This is the Pharisees, right? Coming to Christ.
Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not?
They worried about Caesar, right? They worried about Caesar, our people. Let's keep it going.
But Yeshua perceived their wickedness and said, why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny. And he saith unto them, whose is this image and superscription? They say unto him, Caesar's. They saith he unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto the Most High the things that are the Most High's.
So look, he not partaking. You can't mix this kingdom. You see Yeezy always trying to blend what they got going on, right? And just you can't blend what's going on with this world with the Most High God. People think that, some people don't even know Babylon's supposed to fall. Don't even think this is Babylon. Thinking that God's supposed to save America. Not reading this Bible that the Most High can't stand this place. That it's the most wickedest place on earth. And it got a judgment coming. John 18 and verse 24.
the book of John, chapter 18 and verse 24. Now Annas had sent him bound unto Caiaphas, the high priest. And Simon Peter stood and warmed himself. They said therefore unto him, Art not thou also one of his disciples? He denied it and said, I am not. One of the servants of the high priest, being his kinsman, whose ear Peter cut off, said, Did not I see thee in the garden with him? Peter then denied again, and immediately the cock crew. Then led they Yeshua from Caiaphas unto the hall of judgment. And it was early, and they themselves went not into the judgment hall, lest they should be defiled, but that they might eat the Passover. Pilate then went out unto them and said, What accusation bring ye against this man? They answered and said unto him, If he were not a malefactor, we would not have delivered him up unto thee. Then said Pilate unto them, Take ye him and judge him according to your law. The Jews therefore said unto him, It is not lawful for us to put any man to death, that the saying of Yeshua might be fulfilled, which he spake, signifying what death he should die. Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again, and called Yeshua and said unto him, Art thou the king of the Jews? Yeshua answered him, Sayest thou this thing of thyself, or did others tell it thee of me? Pilate answered, Am I a Jew? Thine own nation and the chief priest have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done? Yeshua answered, My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Salakia. Then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence.
So he does not have any partaking in this kingdom, the kingdom of this world. We must remember that. Especially people saying they believing in Christ and on his Bible and everything that come with this, right? Man, you cannot mix. Everything they dealing with is wickedness. Remember, through much oppression will this fourth beast rule this world. Through much oppression and wickedness and lies and all the things that it says, Daniel chapter 7, what's that? 2nd Esdras chapter 11, 12. Through much wicked oppression will this fourth beast, the sons of Edom, rule this world. They're not looking to give you nothing here. You could just, whatever you get furthers the system. Let's go to Acts chapter 17 and let's start at verse 24. We got a few more, family.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 17 and verse 24. God that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands, neither is worshipped with men's hands, as though he needed anything, seeing he giveth to all life and breath and all things, and hath made of one blood all nations of men for to dwell on the face of the earth, and hath determined the times before appointed, and the bounds of their habitation, that they should seek the Lord, if happily they might feel after him, and find him, though he be not far from every one of us.
So see that? That's mankind's purpose right there. You're supposed to be seeking the Lord. People not seeking the Lord. They standing on Caesar's kingdom. Keep it going.
Verse 28. For in him we live and move and have our being, as certain also of your own poets have said, for we also his offspring. For we are also of his offspring. For as much then as we are the offspring of the Most High, we ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto gold or silver or stone, graven by the art and man's device. And the times of his ignorance God winked at, but now commandeth all men everywhere to repent.
So must repent, right? His kingdom is going to be falling. Let's go to Psalms 146 and verse 3.
The book of Psalms, chapter 146 and verse 3. Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help.
There's no help with these people that you think you're going to vote for. No hope in them. Kamala can barely even talk. What's she talking about? Let's go to Malachi 1 and 4. These are your options. These are your options right here.
It's the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Edom is looking to just fulfill and just build. They think that this world is just they're gonna be here forever. They think they got the keys to keep this thing going. Speaking of Edom, the unholy Roman Empire, right? Ruling this world. Keep it going.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
No, for a little bit.
Forever.
Forever. He's not messing with them, they system, anything that they standing for. He say forever. He's not dealing with them. So we cannot trust in anything that they bring in system-wise. You can't even trust the images that they give you, saying that this is Jesus. Like, man. Woo. Too much wicked oppression that rule this world. Let's go to 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 11. Let's go there, family.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
So remember, it's people that look like you that's looking to get down with the system and the government of just to keep this oppression going. Just to keep it all going. Just because someone look like you don't mean that they riding with the same team. You know, when we look at certain people in on the screen every day, they're not looking to get with the Most High. Go to 1 Maccabees 11 and 20. They trying to get paid. That's why they're just trying to get the bag. Judas was just trying to get the bag, like the words say. Read that Matthew 26 on your own time. Let's bring that out.
1 Maccabees chapter 11 and verse 20.
Uh-huh.
At the same time, Jonathan gathered together them that were in Judea to take the tower that was in Jerusalem, and he made many engines of war against it. Then certain ungodly persons who hated their own people.
So it's some our people that hate their own people. Uh-huh.
Went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower.
So this is the same thing that's going on then. It's certain wicked people that's look, man, they trying to uphold, and that's what they was doing in Jerusalem, like we just reading to Christ. Hey man, you not trying to render up to Caesar what's Caesar's? You ain't voting for Caesar? You not voting? You not trying to keep this thing going? Look, that's an enemy right there. He not, look, you want America to fall? No, I love my government. I love my president. You get your red hat. Get you a red hat. Go to Habakkuk. We're gonna get two more. Let's get Habakkuk chapter 2. Old Testament. We're going to Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 12. And then we go on to Ezekiel 35.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
This place was built upon blood. We know it. Slavery, the ships, so-called Native Americans, the Northern Kingdom of Israel. This America was built on blood. This was stolen. It was I mean, look, they've colonized the whole earth. Look what they're doing over there in the Holy Land. Made it unholy. Tearing that up. Just defiling the world through colonization. And we know, because we read this Bible, this is their purpose. When you read 2nd Ezra chapter 6, 8, 9, Genesis chapter 25, Genesis 36, Esau will rule with the sword. Genesis, 27. So we must keep these scripts in remembrance at all times. We must study to show ourselves approved. And while they second guessing or thinking they got an option to deal with this Bible, they basically saying no. They are saying no to life and not thinking twice. That's why he say in Judgment Day, many were sorry. Many were sorry during judgment. Many were very sorry and very confused. What? But and they see Daniel 7. What, he got dark skin, woolly hair. But the picture they showed me was Caesar Borgia. You're not even going to know that was Caesar Borgia. Think about how much confusion and just messed up you will be during Judgment Day, that everything you thought it wasn't. And that you had a kingdom coming way better than anything that this earth could have given you. You wearing that gold that's cut with metal in this earth. It got streets with gold up in the New Jerusalem. You trying to look good now. You're going to look on a whole nother level when you get there, right? All right, back to it. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 35. We're going to end it with this. So they can't give us nothing. You better just live the righteous life and repent. Try to stay on cruise control because it's going to be falling soon. And prepare. And love your neighbor as you love yourself. You can start that from the top.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it.
This is to the sons of Edom.
And say unto it, Thus saith the Most High Power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate. And thou shalt know that I am the Most High, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of thy children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Most High Power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return. And ye shall know that I am the Lord, because thou hast said, These two nations and these two countries shall be mine. We will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. Therefore, as I live, saith the Most High Power, I will even do according to thine anger, and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, They are laid desolate, they are given us to consume.
Colonization. Look, these are given. This is for us to consume. Let's go get it. The pride of their heart have deceived them, lying to the world. These are the Jews. These are Jewish people. Just straight the father of lies. Let's keep it going.
Verse 13. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus saith the Most High Power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate, as thou didst at the inheritance of the house of Israel.
They rejoiced in our inheritance, right? They said, look, those people messed up. No history. They hate each other. They robbed, steal, killed. The women, they not together with their women, out of order. The men can't get it together. They are messed up. Like the word says, Lamentations. Certainly, this is the day that they looked for. Let's keep it going.
As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord.
All praises. So we need to be looking for that Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 6 government, Christ's government. This government is just how I always said, you in a house, your children might have some choices, but they know there's only certain choices that they have within your house. So when people say, well, yeah, you gotta vote here, vote that, whatever you think whatever small thing they letting go through, at the end of the day, the overall plan is going to be the plan, if it makes sense. Trying to philosophize a little bit, but yeah. So, any questions, any comments, Lama Wad? Anybody? No comment. You got one?
I have a question.
On
verse 10, the two nations, is it talking about Judah and Israel?
Khan. Anybody else? All right, so thank the Most High for another day. Just thankful to him. Everything could be much worse. Very, very blessed as a people. So thank the Most High. Shalom.
Shalom.